Yo, what's going on, guys? Crispy Flex here. Welcome to my Detroit Pistons, my GM series. Do me a quick favor, if you are still enjoying this series, be sure to drop that like. And, the last few games have either been pretty much blowouts for the opponent or myself. I was actually looking for a good game to simcast to the fourth quarter, and, a close game and play the fourth quarter of it, and I just was unable to do so. So I'm pretty far into the season now. We're 18-20, and I thought I would have a quick recap episode. We haven't done that in a while, just talking about what our plans are going forward, where we currently stand, and how the rest of the league is doing out there. All-Star break is coming up pretty soon, and ideally, since last episode I promised, or like 2 episodes ago, I promised to play the Houston Rockets, and I played the Thunder for some reason. We actually have another game against the Rockets coming up, so I'm pretty sure I'm gonna be doing that game. But let's get to it, guys. So, as you guys can see, NBA injury report: Kyrie Irving can't take that Apple commercial with the grandma crying about her own mortality, is expected to miss 4 to 6 weeks. I gotta be honest, guys. I gotta get something off my chest here real quick. Some of you guys might find this stuff funny, and it's funny sometimes, but it really destroys the immersion of my GM when every single damn injury is a damn joke. Literally, it's them trying to make a joke out of it. And sure, sometimes it's funny, but sometimes it's just all right, man. It's let's get back to the normal NBA injury stuff, because that's kind of how it should be. Maybe I'll be a Debbie Downer about it. If I am, I apologize. But just my thoughts on it. But anyway, let's check out the standings real quick. The conference standings. We are currently 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9th. We are 9th in our conference. Luckily, we're on a 2-game winning streak, though. We're on a 2-game winning streak. But, after this All-Star break, the next, really all the games up through the rest of the season are very important, because it's pretty close here. We are 18-20, but look at this. 23-16 is the third place team. So, if we start winning games, we can easily move up to that spot. 22-19, 20-19, that's going to get you in the playoffs. So, while we are 9th, we're still pretty close. We're still right there with everybody else. And I think, honestly, if we start winning games, we start making the right moves. Hell, if Cleveland starts losing, really any team can make it in any spot out here. So that's very, very, very close knit, and that's kind of how it should be. That makes for very good basketball. It makes every game important going forward. You look at the Western Conference, Golden State Warriors, no doubt, 30-9. In first place, Houston Rockets. So actually, that game coming up, we're gonna be playing a top-notch team right here. So they got James Harden and Dwight Howard, players like that. Who else they got on their team? Ty Lawson, Trevor Ariza, Patrick Beverly, who was one of the good young defensive point guards in the league. Dante Smatechunas. This guy's got some crazy post moves. And Corey Brewer, who actually hit a game winner the other night. So, a lot of good talent out there. It's going to be a very good game. It's going to be a very, very good game. Let's check out the statistics, the player stats for us. DeRozan, guys, I'm going to tell you straight up. I've been checking the stats the last few games. DeRozan been killing it for us. Him and Reggie Jackson in that backcourt has been absolutely deadly. I know their scoring stats are a little low looking right here, but the last 5 to 10 games or so, these guys have been both averaging 20 points and a few assists and all that stuff. So, I really like DeRozan. I really liked him as the pickup. He is on a 1-year contract, so we are going to assess him the rest of the season, see how he does out there. And come free agency, decide if we're going to keep him or drop him. So y'all know what I'm saying about that. Andre Drummond, who's actually back from injury. He was out 4 to 6 weeks. I simmed up to him being back. Because I know you guys didn't want to watch this whole series on Andre Drummond. That's kind of boring for you guys, and it's boring for me. So we simmed up to that. And so now that he's back, we're getting back 16 points. About 11 rebounds a game. Close to 4 offensive rebounds. 2-3 blocks a game. Y'all know how that is. And, really just a good, solid foundation player. And the face of the Detroit Pistons franchise. Then we got Bobby Shmurda out here, averaging about 13 points and 8 assists. But like I was saying with DeRozan, he's been playing a lot better than that lately. So, he's still kind of learning the ropes of things. But I think come this offseason, working on his game, he's definitely going to be in that low to mid 80 range. And he's our point guard of our future. So, Reggie Jackson, I really like what he's doing out there for us. I know a lot of people in Pistons My GM series, they typically keep Jennings and trade Reggie Jackson. But, man, I'm going to switch it up. All know that Bobby Shmurda is going to be the leader of this team. We got Markieff Morris, one of the Morris twins that we traded for. He's averaging about 11 points a game. He averaged about 6 rebounds and a few assists. Doing pretty good things out there. Shooting-wise, 38% from 3. I like to see that in the low 40 range. But, that might be asking for too much out there. But still, he's been a pretty solid pickup for us. Pretty good solid stretch for. Depending on how the season goes, if he'll be back this season or not, that remains to be seen. But overall, I'm happy with his production. And then we got Stanley Johnson, who's our rookie. We moved him into the starting spot out here. You know, he's averaging a good 11 points a game, a few rebounds, a few assists, a few steals, giving about a block a game. So he's actually doing pretty good. You know, he's 74 overall. He's one of those players that all of his stats are pretty much in the 70s. Like overall, you know, he does everything pretty well, but he doesn't really do anything great. You know, like 74 shooting stats, 77 3. You know, just a lot of 70s up and down here. Driving dunks only at 55, which is kind of surprising. I know we can throw down. But he's one of those guys that is pure potential. Like, you know, depending on what aspect of the game you work on with him is what he will do best. So if I work on his shooting in the offseason, he's going to be a better shooter. So rebounding, I'd like to get those numbers up a little bit too. But definitely at 19 years old, a player that we can really work on in the future and make a better player. You know, I really want to focus. I want to make him a defensive stopper, but also a guy that can knock down three-point shots. So that's going to be our focus with him, working that speed a little bit too. It's kind of slow. Then, of course, we got Marcus Morris, who is actually out with an injury right now, so I don't know what his actual injury is. Sprained right toe day-to-day, so that's not going to be that big a deal. He can still play through that and whatnot, but, you know, he's been playing pretty decent for us out here. Shooting stats, you know, he can always shoot. Shooting's really well. But he's putting up pretty much similar stats to his brother out here. We did move him to a bench position with starting Stanley Johnson, so, you know, he hasn't really complained too much about that yet, but I think it's a good role for him. It allows for him to come off the bench and kind of be a mainstream scorer out there. So he's doing a lot of good things, shooting very well. 45% field goal percentage with 43 from downtown, so that's looking really good out there. Shooting better than his brother, actually, at least from the three-point land. And then Lynn Sanity, our backup point guard. I know a lot of you guys are saying to get rid of Lynn Sanity, play Spencer Dinwiddie. I know a lot of you guys want to see that. But, you know, I kind of like having a veteran out there, you know, that can make moves. And he's scoring pretty well for us, getting some assists, and really just being the vocal point of, you know, leading that second unit out there for us. So I really like what he's doing. And so Lynn Sanity probably going to stay here for the rest of the season, to be honest, guys. I don't want to screw up our chemistry too much. But he's doing a lot of good things for us. So, you know, Jeremy Lin, much respect. Patrick Patterson, I've not really used him too much. You know, simulation-wise, he's been doing pretty good for us. Getting about, how many points a game? About 8.2. And shooting-wise, not really shooting the greatest. You know, he's supposed to be known as being a stretch four. But, you know, jump shot not really falling. So he's kind of just one of those experimental players, see what he can do for us. Larry Sanders, you know, he's going to be our part of our sixth man now, or at least seventh man with, you know, Andre Drummond back. But he's injured right now. He's got a hyperextended right knee, which is all right, you know. But he definitely filled that void of Andre Drummond when he was gone. So looking forward to see what more he can give to this team. And then Spencer Hawes, not really going to play that much, average about 5 a game. KCP, broken left finger. He's, you know, I feel kind of bad for him. I know he's only 22 years old, but he did lose that starting spot to DeRozan out there. So, you know, KCP, another player that I'd like to develop over time and give him a better role in this team. But really, he is just, you know, I think normally he's like a 72, 73 overall. So it's not like he does anything amazing out there. His three-point shot's pretty good, but definitely a player that, you know, we got to work on a bit. Tolliver doesn't, you know, the rest of these guys don't really play that much. Dinwiddie, I definitely want to get some more minutes in the future. I do like his game. He is 6'6", good vision, good playmaker. So, you know, a lot of good things there. And league leader-wise, we got Kevin Durant leading the league with 31.1 points a game. Damian Killer killing it out there on the Portland Trail Blazers. Anthony Davis, of course, putting up insane numbers like we all expect him to do. I think he's probably going to win the MVP. He's looking like the MVP-type player right there with just base and all-around numbers. But Kevin Durant, though, you know, he might win it too. He's averaging about 32 a game. And look at these, look at that, like Defensive Player of the Year award right there, guys. Although 2.5 blocks for Anthony Davis is pretty crazy. Steph Curry averaging 21 points. What's he shooting from three-point land? 44%, so y'all know he's going to knock it down. Then the Splash Brother on the backcourt, 23.6. LeBron James, Carmelo Anthony putting up similar numbers. But yeah, guys, so I just want to do a quick recap video. Let me know in the comment section below. What are you guys thinking about this team so far? Any kind of moves you want me to make for the trade deadline, because that's going to be coming up in a few episodes here. You know, February 28th is the trade deadline. So I just want your guys' assessment, what you're thinking of this team. Really, what can I do to improve it? What am I doing right? What am I doing wrong? And all that good stuff. Anyway, hope you guys are all enjoying this series. Thank you all so much for watching. If you're new to my channel, be sure to subscribe. And peace out, my friends.